It was really good to see you out there playing again, man. You're good at your craft, and it's like was it fun for you to be back out there? Just satisfying to see you and Brisker, and to see Kyler too, and Eddie for a little while. It was like, oh yeah, this is the secondary we were promised.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I wasn't. You made it seem like I was out for a little minute or something. But no, I came back, man. I felt really good. I think it was just getting everybody back there at the right time, and of course, like you even mentioned, Eddie. I feel like he was fighting to come back, and he knew I was coming back. Kyler was gonna be able to make his debut again. So I mean, just all of us really wanted to get back out there and get together, and I think just getting Eddie 100%. But I mean, I feel like once we all out there and we're all clicking, I mean, I feel like we can be a very dangerous group.
So when it turns into a loss, like it's heavy around here today. I gotta tell you, like it's heavy with like because it's a big potential transition moment. It's 1-5 now with a hurt quarterback. Like does it feel heavy to you today?
I couldn't say more than any other week. I mean, I feel like every time we come into the building after a loss, maybe not so much the first one, but I know after all those the other losses, it kind of became a little heavy on us. And definitely, I mean, something like that too is like, man, we played really good. Like as a defense, I think, or not even. I think I know that was our best defensive game, and then even for the offense, I know they wanted some things back. But I mean, I mean, clearly a very beautiful team. So I mean, we're just frustrated. I feel like with I won't even say with ourselves, but just not performing at the level that we need to perform. I feel like just from top to bottom, I think it's just more that needs to be done and more that can be done. I feel like at the end of the day, we all got to accept accountability and take responsibility for what's been going on. It's not like things are just so much out of our reach. Like, no, we gotta make things happen. We gotta figure it out. And I think it starts at the top and it trickles down to the bottom. I mean, the leaders gotta do better. We have to lead guys. We have to keep holding people accountable, keep pushing each other. I mean, there's always more to do, and I think that we just have to figure out ways to keep stepping up. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's our responsibility to come in here and getting wins for the Chicago Bears.
Think about what you guys could be if the defense plays like yesterday and the offense plays like it did 2 and 3 weeks ago.
Oh no, I mean it'd be a whole different record. But I mean, at the end of the day, we can all play the what if game. But right now we're 1-5, and we got to figure out ways to turn things around. I mean, we got to fight at this point, man. It's about pride and respect, man. That's two of the biggest principles out in how I play the game. Is I take pride in what I do. I take pride in my craft, and I mean, I always want my opponents to respect me at the end of the game, and everything that I do is for those two things. I mean, we just all need to kind of take that at this point. It's like, nah, man, we got to fight. We got to figure things out, and that's my biggest challenge. I would say to the team is at some point, man, you got to put your big boy pants on. We got to go out there and we got to fight. We got to figure it out. I mean, we ain't got nothing to lose. So at this point, we got to exhaust all we can.
That's it. So that's interesting. We're talking to Jaylon Johnson. It's about pride and respect because you said it. You're 1-5. You're not a game away from being back in the playoff picture or anything like that. Does it feel like last year? 3-14. It got away from you guys, the long losing streak, or does this feel different from last year?
It feels no. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. It feels different for me because it's like last year. I feel like, of course, through this time, like we were going through some transitions. We traded Rob, we traded Roquan, and things like that. So I mean, it was just like we kind of know like what's going on at this point. We're kind of in somewhat of a rebuild. Like, okay, I mean, we're trading away our better guys, and it's like I would say we didn't have the best roster. I can say that honestly. We didn't have the best roster. So it's like at that point you kind of know like shit, we just out here trying to just get better, continue to grow as a team, get closer. But this year isn't that. Like we got guys that have been pro bowlers, all pros, like I mean Tremaine, TJ, DJ, like Defoe, he went for 1,000 yards last year with Carolina. Like we didn't RT, he played a high level in Green Bay. So I mean, it's not like we just went out and just got some average guys. Like, no, we didn't do that. We brought some heavy hitters in to come in and win games. And I feel like for us to be losing like this is like, nah, this is worse. Cause I mean, we have people that play the game at a high level. You have younger guys that got reps last year that are coming in supposed to step up. So I mean, just on all levels, I feel like we're supposed to be better. And that's what we have been expecting. So I mean, for me it feels worse because of that. Now, I mean, losses are losses, but just with the team we have, with the guys that we have, and like I said, we know that we got ballers. Like we know that we got guys. So for us not to be pulling off wins that's what's the most frustrating part about it for me is we know we have what it takes in the locker room, and it's just not clicking. We're not executing what we need to execute, and like I said, it just starts from the top and the leaders. We got to figure out another way.
That is real. And we appreciate it because listeners, I mean, it has felt different for everybody because of those acquisitions and because of what this year was supposed to be. A rebuild happens in the NFL with 1 year, very rarely 2 years. But, have you guys talked about it at all with each other? Like whether this is going to pivot to one of those kinds of years like last year? Have you guys even talked about that at all?
Nah, hell no. I mean, I'm sorry. Nah, we ain't.
You can say hell no. It's
You
okay.
can say hell no for sure.
Yeah, we ain't talking about it. The only thing we're talking about is turning this thing around. I mean, we still got a lot of football left, regardless of if it leads to the playoffs or whatever it may be. At the end of the day, like I said, man, it's about pride and respect. If we can rip off some wins, a 6, 7, 8, 9 game winning streak, like why not do that? Why not turn things around and let teams know, like, okay, they just started off slow, but this is still a team to be reckoned with. So I mean, just for me, that's the attitude. Like, man, we gotta start somewhere. And I was like, once we get that, I mean, we have the first win. So I mean, I can't even say once we get the first win, but it's like, man, we just gotta play consistently at a high level, man. And it's like, yeah, I mean, it get frustrating for me because I mean, I'm a competitor and I'm just like, man, I want to win. I ain't had too many wins yet, man. I know I'm starting to get on the wrong side of these streaks and losing. It's like, man, this is very, very, very frustrating, and I can be honest and vulnerable with that. But it's like, man, at the end of the day, but like I know I'm not a loser, and it's like at some point with all these things going on, it's like you get frustrated. But it's like for me, I turn that into energy when I go out there and play. Like, nah, I'm not a loser, and whenever I go out there, it's like, nah, people gonna feel me, people gonna know, like he's just not out here just to be out here. And it's like I hope people, the fans and the organization can see, like, nah, Jaylon's fighting, Jaylon's trying to turn it up, Jaylon is doing what he needs to do to play winning football, and that's at the end of the day the only thing I control, and try to lead my room and get them to do the same thing. But I mean, we gotta figure it out as a unit.
Well, it comes through on TV, man, how much you care. And I'm sure it does to your teammates and the coaches. And the organization will see. Like, this is an interesting time for you. You brought up, trading Robert Quinn and Roquan Smith last year. That happened October 26th and October 31st. Today's October 16th, right? We're about 2 weeks away from the trade deadline again, and you don't have a contract beyond this year, which is the exact situation that those guys were in. Have you considered the possibility that you could be a week or two away from being traded away from this team?
100%. I'll be a fool if I did. I'm not oblivious. I'm not blind. So, and I'm not exempt at the end of the day. So it's like, man, you trade Roquan away, you trade Robert Quinn away, man. You can trade anybody away. So I mean, I'm definitely not exempt. I know the business of it. I know what's going on. I know what is to be figured out and different things like that. So I mean, at the end of the day, man, they barely got to do what's best for them, and I got to do what's best for me. And whatever happens with that, man, happens. I'm not forcing anything. I won't, of course, I mean, like I've been saying from day one, I want to stay here. This is my first team, my home. And I mean, I bought a house here, everything, all my plans and stuff were to stay in Chicago. But at the end of the day, it's not about feelings. It's not about what I want or any of that. So, I mean, for me, it's just continue to go out there, put great film on tape, and then sure, really whatever happens after that happens. But at the end of the day, nobody's exempt from being traded. And I think Mully has said it best on one of his interviews, like you'll know where you're at November 1st. If you get past then it's like, okay, we'll kind of be able to figure some things out and know what's what. But at the end of the day, I know I'm not oblivious and I'm not exempt. So I'm looking forward to see what happens, if it's a new contract or it's to be traded. Either way, I know God's going to provide for me, and I'm going to go, and wherever I'm at, I'm going to shine. So I'm not too concerned. I'm not too pressed, but I do hope that it's where I'm at home at.
What are you expecting?
Oh, I'm not expecting anything. I'm expecting for me to be where God has called me to be. That's the only thing I'm expecting, that and peace. So, I mean, I don't put too much into it. I know I'm not even on social media. People blowing my phone up asking me I'm getting traded. I'm like, bro, I don't know. Like, I mean, it's easy to, people can say, oh, we're not shopping, not trading, or want to extend. I want to extend. Like, to me, talk is cheap until things happen. So we'll see with the trade. We'll see with the contract and where all that happens. And then we'll know from there what what's what. But I mean, I don't do the he said, she said, and all that. At the end of the day, I go off of action.
Man, they'd be foolish. They'd be foolish, frankly, Jaylon. It's like you have proven to be what you are and what you are as a dude and the way you play and the way you present. So, look, we'll speak for lots and lots of our listeners in hoping that that is not the case, just so you know that.
No, for sure. I appreciate it. I appreciate it for sure. No, I mean, I appreciate all the Chicago, man, the fans, the organization, all of it. I mean, it's not – I don't take any of it for granted, man. I enjoy my drives downtown and all that. I mean, you never know when it should last. So, I mean, at the end of the day, for me, I don't put too much on it, man. I love and I appreciate the city, the team, or whatever happens. Like I said, I hope it continues to stay like that. That I can continue to put the C on my chest, on my helmet, and continue to move forward and play for the Bears. But if not, man, I definitely have felt the love, known that there's always been love. So I mean, just like I said, man, I'm just excited to see what happens, man. And that's the only thing I can do is just give it to God, and wherever God leads me, I'm not going to hesitate to follow.
Well, we're sorry you didn't get Justin Jefferson yesterday, but
yeah, he's ducking you.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
The trying to clickbait out of me. That's about the 4th, 5th time somebody that said that.
Yeah, he's ducking you, man.
Ducking you.
That's my theory. There's no injury. He's afraid of 3-3.
Wait, I'm half expecting Devontae Adams to fake a hamstring injury, so he misses this week coming up. Jaylon, at least you get Devontae, don't you?
I'm hoping so, man. We got to get through the week of practice, man. So I'm definitely seeing my guy, man. The last time I seen him, there was some high-level football going on out there. So, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing him and going out there competing, playing at a high level, man. My energy's not going to change. And I know he knows that I'm going to come with it, and I'm not expecting anything short from him. And, I mean, they got Jacoby Myers. They got some other guys there, too, that can play ball. So, I mean, I'm just looking forward to seeing what this game plan is. But I definitely love going against Devontae, man. I've been going against him a few times since I came into the league. So I'm looking forward to seeing him and what he's been doing.
I was thinking about you yesterday watching A.J. Brown be great again for the Eagles, because that's what he does, like 4 straight games of 125 yards for that guy. And yeah, and he seems like the most difficult guy to cover. Is he the best that you've had to cover, or is it Devontae? Who's number one on Jaylon's depth chart?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm always tip my hat off to 17. Well, yeah, to Devontae. So I mean, he's different. AJ's one of those too. He's a physical specimen. God gave him some things that he just ain't give everybody. So I mean, they all have their different things. I thought that's what I like about, I would say, the receivers in the NFL now, is they all have different things and do different things. I mean, AJ, he's a bruiser. He's a physical guy, and that's his game. Devontae, of course, is savvy. He has releases, routes. Justin, I mean, he's shifty. He has it all, hands. Jamar Chase, I can go on and on describing all the different receivers and different things like that. So, I mean, I definitely all respect and love their game. But my favorite since, I was in college, always been Devontae, so I'm going to continue to give it to him.
We don't know a ton about Tyson Bagent. What it sounds like this is going to be a multi-week injury for Justin. They haven't said that publicly yet, but we had a doctor on earlier, and it seems like it's going to be. What can you tell us about presumably the next starting quarterback for the Bears?
I was like, he gives me like white chocolate vibes for real. Like, just like a confident. You just see him and it's like, he's not this typical not drafted backup quarterback. Like, nah, you can definitely tell he has a certain confidence, a certain swagger about him, and I think that's what's impressed me, and I feel like some of the other defensive players the most, is like he's confident. He doesn't go out there and he's not like, I would say, square, like laid back. Like, nah, he has personality, he has swag, and he has confidence, and I think it has showed. You don't break all those records that you broke. And people say, "Oh, it's D2." You can put a lot of people in D2 and they're not doing what he did. So I have a lot of respect for him and his talent. And then of course, he was still being a rookie. You still got a lot to learn, but I know that he's definitely a confident and fearless competitor. He's gonna go out there and give his all. He's not gonna be hesitant. He's gonna go out there and try to make plays like he knows how to do.